Legendary Springboks number 8, Duane Vermeulen, has sparked headlines with a playful yet intriguing admission. He wouldn't mind coming out of retirement, if only for a short period, to face England sensation Henry Pollock. Vermeulen's remark came ahead of the highly anticipated opening fixture of the 2026 Nations Championship, which will see the world champion South Africa host England at FNB Stadium on July 4th. The announcement immediately grabbed the attention of rugby fans around the globe, not merely because Vermeulen is a former World Cup-winning forward of immense pedigree, but because of the context in which he made the statement. While the Boks are preparing for a fresh campaign as reigning world champions, England are still riding the echoes of a remarkable 2025 season, where they finished with a 12-match winning streak and a 92% win ratio, narrowly outpacing South Africa, who recorded an 86% success rate. At that time, the Red Rose seemed almost unstoppable, dominating every Tier 1 nation they faced and claiming plaudits for their consistency, discipline, and emerging young talent. England's rise and fall. The Red Rose entered the 2026 Six Nations season with high expectations, having extended their winning streak to 13 consecutive tests following a comfortable victory over Wales' national rugby union team. Their style of play was widely admired, blending physicality, tactical kicking, and expansive backline moves. Young talents, including Pollock, were being celebrated as part of a new generation capable of carrying England rugby to further heights. However, the opening rounds of the Six Nations produced unexpected turbulence for Steve Borthwick's men. Despite the previous streak, England suffered consecutive defeats at the hands of Scotland national rugby union team and Ireland national rugby union team. These results sent shockwaves through the rugby world, proving that momentum alone cannot carry a team to sustain success. The defeats also left the door open for other nations to challenge England's perceived dominance, setting up a renewed intrigue for the Boks-Red Rose clash in Johannesburg. Henry Pollock. The rising star. Much of the talk ahead of the fixture has centered on the young England forward, Henry Pollock. At just 21 years old, Pollock has already made an indelible impression at international level. He debuted against Wales in 2025, quickly becoming known for his dynamic ball carrying, aggressive tackling, and high work rate. His performances earned him a call-up to the British and Irish Lions tour of Australia last year, where he did not feature in the Test series but gained valuable experience within one of rugby's most storied squads. Pollock's style of play has drawn comparisons with some of the most exciting South African loose forwards of the modern era. Japan head coach Eddie Jones likened him to former Springbok captain Bob Skinstad, citing his energy, versatility, and willingness to influence games both offensively and defensively. Yet, Vermeulen sees shades of another legendary Bok in Pollock, Schalk. He's a young kid who obviously has got the opportunity to play, Vermeulen said during a Cape Town press conference. If you look back at Schalk when he came on the scene, with all that long blonde hair, you first saw the hair, and then you only saw the tackle. Vermeulen's comparison is not merely superficial. Both players share a combination of physicality, rugby intelligence, and an ability to create moments that swing matches. Pollock, like Berger before him, has the capacity to disrupt opposing defenses and generate momentum in crucial phases of play. But as Vermeulen notes, the youngster's exuberance on the field, his sometimes flamboyant celebrations, and gamesmanship has divided opinion among peers and observers alike. That a player who brings excitement despite the polarizing views, Vermeulen emphasizes that Pollock is fundamentally a positive influence on the game. He has got his following, and he's got his people that like him, and there's a hell of a lot of people that obviously dislike him, Vermeulen explained. But he plays, and he has an impact, and he brings excitement to the game. The South African veteran believes that Pollock represents exactly the type of energy and enthusiasm international rugby needs. Young players coming into high-level teams challenge the experienced members, keeping the squad dynamic and competitive. This injection of youthful flair often elevates the overall standard of play, ensuring that even established stars remain sharp and adaptable. He's fantastic. He brings something special to their team and a massive energy, Vermeulen continued. The nice thing about the youngsters coming in is they bring a lot of energy and push the more experienced guys to stay on top of their game and also push themselves. He's a character on and off the field, but when he plays his part. I can't say anything bad about him. He's a good player. Vermeulen's playful comeback. Vermeulen's comments about potentially returning from retirement were made partly in jest, but they also underline the mutual respect and competitive awareness among elite players. I think it's going to be interesting when the boys hit the ground in that first test. I would love to then have a comeback, even if it's only for 10 minutes, he said. The suggestion of stepping back onto the field, even briefly, adds an element of anticipation and excitement for fans who remember Vermeulen's formidable presence during his playing career. Known as a player who combined technical skill with sheer physical dominance, Vermeulen was a key component of the Springboks' recent World Cup successes in 2019 and 2023. His return, even symbolically, to challenge a rising star like Pollock would not only be a spectacle, but also a benchmark test for the new generation of international forwards. The bigger picture, Springboks versus England. The fixture is shaping up to be a clash of contrasting styles and narratives. South Africa, under head coach Rassie Erasmus, have evolved their gameplay over recent years, integrating a more expansive, ball-in-hand attacking approach without compromising their traditional strengths in forward play and defense. The Boks' ability to combine physicality, tactical kicking, and innovative backline movement has made them one of the most difficult sides to predict and contain in world rugby. England, meanwhile, are navigating the pressures of a young but talented squad, seeking to rebuild confidence after consecutive Six Nations losses. Pollock's rise symbolizes a new era for England, blending youthful exuberance with the experience of senior players. The Johannesburg test will be a litmus test for both sides. South Africa aiming to assert dominance on home soil, and England seeking to reaffirm their status as a leading Tier 1 nation. Vermeulen's role beyond the field, though retired from professional play. Vermeulen continues to contribute to South African rugby through coaching and mentoring, particularly with SA Rugby's Mobi unit, which includes working with the senior Springboks. His insights on players like Pollock reflect a deep understanding of the game's evolving dynamics and the importance of nurturing talent across generations. Players like Henry are good for rugby, Vermeulen noted. They push the standards higher, not just for their team, but for all teams they compete against. It forces experienced players to stay on their game and ensures that the quality of international rugby continues to rise. Anticipation for the July test as the opening nations championship test approaches. Anticipation is building among fans, pundits, and players alike. The clash promises intense physicality, strategic ingenuity, and individual brilliance from both sides. Vermeulen's playful hints at a cameo return add an extra layer of intrigue, drawing attention not just to the team matchup, but also to the symbolic meeting of rugby generations. Ultimately, the fixture between the Springboks and England will be more than just a test match. It will serve as a stage for emerging talent, experienced leadership, and the ongoing narrative of international rugby's evolution. With players like Pollock rising and veterans like Vermeulen reflecting on their legacy, fans can expect a spectacle that blends excitement, skill, and strategic depth. Key points to remember. Duane Vermeulen hints at a short-term comeback just to face Henry Pollock. South Africa hosts England in Johannesburg on July 4th for the nation's championship opener. England's recent form has been mixed after a record-breaking 2025 season. Henry Pollock, 21, has impressed internationally and featured in the British and Irish Lions squad. Vermeulen compares Pollock's impact to Schalk, emphasizing excitement and energy. The clash represents a generational meeting of talent, strategy, and rugby innovation. Vermeulen continues to mentor Springboks through SA Rugby's Mobi unit,